Shalom and blessings, everybody. This video, I'm just going to be talking about other nationalities. Just a quick take on how I really feel about the situation dealing with other nationalities in this walk, as far as what's going on in the world today. And, I'm just going to, keep it real. About how I feel. This is based upon my feelings and my experiences with other nationalities throughout my entire life. Because I feel like in this awakening, a lot of our people, that's waking up and professing the Hebrew Israelite faith, a lot of them have a problem with hatred. And it's actually not a good thing to have that much hatred towards other people of other nationalities. Even their own, to a great extent, they have a hatred. But, they really have a great disdain for other people, other nationalities. And it's not a good light. It really isn't. Me personally, growing up, I grew up kind of rough in the projects, but throughout my life I had a lot of interaction with different nationalities. Everybody don't have that, but I actually had it. Whether I was dealing with teachers or friends at school, different places I've been throughout my life. I've dealt with everybody of almost every nationality. You name it, I probably dealt with them at some point in time. I made friends of everybody in every nationality. Before I ever got into this walk, I made friends with people in every nationality, and to which many of them are still my friends today, regardless of what's going on in the world. I just don't think that every person of every nationality hate us. Now, I do understand what the scriptures say, and I understand what's going on in the world today. But that don't mean that I'm going to take every person of every nationality, every single person, and say that they actually feel that way about me or about my people, even though a great remnant of their people do feel that way and are pushing that hatred back that the Bible speaks about. What's in the scriptures? They do feel that way, but it's not every single one. And even before I got into this walk, I was dealing, I still knew, by the way a person would present themselves to me, I knew whether they, liked me as an individual, or even didn't really have a problem or disdain towards our people. I still had that sense. I had common sense of, within that area. I've came across a lot of prejudiced people, even when I was younger. So I never had my eyes closed to that side. That was never an issue. I never walked around not knowing that, there was people of the nationalities that hated us, especially, in America, dealing with white people. But I also came across very decent individuals who didn't really have a problem. Their mind just wasn't even there. So it really came down to, who you was talking to. I experienced so many different situations throughout my life. I remember when I first got into trucking. I done been into trucking. I'm coming up on my 19th year driving trucks. I'm in my 19th year. But when I first got into trucking, I was 21. Just turned 21, and I dealt with a lot of prejudiced white people at that time. They was very open then. They open now, but they was very open then. Also within the trucking community, the whole trucking lifestyle. I mean, I would ride down the road. You have some white people that would call me nigger over the CB. Some of them would try to do it, you know, face to face, you know. And, you know, of course, you know, I buck back. But, you know, I also came across decent individuals on the road, you know, out here dealing within the workplace. I mean, I never even took that as to every, you know, truck driver, white individual, you know, of Caucasian descent, European descent, however you look at that, and say that they was all prejudiced, because I came across some very decent individuals, you know, at different times. So I believe it's just maybe the experiences you might have had before you came into this walk. I mean, that could play a big part of it. But I was never walking around with hatred built up in my heart towards other nationalities of people. I've always gotten along with everybody. Going back to high school again, one of the high schools I went to, it had people from almost virtually every nation in the world that went to that high school. So I dealt with everybody then. You know, people I would hang out with on a regular basis. So, I don't know. It's not something that really, you know, resonated in my life and caused me hatred. Even coming into this walk and learning what I have learned about, you know, like I've always known our history about, you know, coming from the transatlantic slave trade, about all the horrific and horrifying things they did to our ancestors throughout the years, all the way dating back from the time that we got here, all the way up to today. But I learned even more things prior to coming into this walk. It still didn't really cause me to hate people, you know, hate everybody of their particular nationality. Because again, I've always known about that. I've always dealt with prejudiced people. I pretty much knew who I was coming across when I met them. No, I would pick up on their spirit. So even again, coming into this walk, I never had a great disdain for, you know, all people of other nationalities. I took every individual as his own self. So if they came at me in that light, and which most times I would pick up on it if they had that type of hatred towards me or my people. And you know, those individuals I wouldn't deal with. And then the ones who didn't have that type of hatred, you know, towards me and my people, then I would deal with them. You know, this walk is not about waking up and hating everybody of other nations. You're not going to get nowhere in life with a hatred towards people like that. I mean, it's not going to get you nowhere. Matter of fact, it's just a whole bunch of unwanted stress and problems that you're bringing on yourself. Who has time to walk around with that much hatred built up in their heart towards other people over a situation that we got our own selves in, that our ancestors put us in? Yeah, they took it too far. You know, they still doing all these things today. But I'm still not walking around with all this hatred on my heart towards, you know, other people. You know, yeah, I look over my shoulder. I keep one eye open, dealing with other nationalities. I know people can be crafty. They can be crafty, but still, that is not going to make me walk around with hatred in my heart. I'm just not going to live my life like that personally. I'm not going to do it. It weighs down on your soul, and it causes a whole bunch of unwanted issues, and you just not going to get nowhere. I don't care who it is, you know. And for some people, they hate certain nationalities more than others. This is just the way that the world is operating right now. I mean, regardless of who we're dealing with, even these, you know, Asian people. I mean, I really never had a disdain for Asian people, even with them monopolizing everything, almost virtually everything around the world. I mean, tell me this: who wouldn't? If you was in the position they was in right now, in which we will be in that position one day, you know, higher than that. But if you was in the position that they was in right now, to be honest with you, you would be doing the same thing. No, I'm not talking about the mistreating of their people. You know, I'm not with any of that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, if you had the opportunity to monopolize the world in benefit of your people, you know, you're putting out the product, you would do it. Almost virtually everything is made in China or somewhere over there in Asia. And the people smart. They figuring out how to make more and more stuff. Check this out. Who is allowing them to come into the midst of our people? We are. You know? I don't care where they at. They everywhere. They even over there all throughout Africa, man. Monopolizing everything, figuring out how to make, you know, clothes, shoes, you know, the food is just horrible, man. I mean, they making all this fake food and stuff. No, I'm not with that. But I mean, when it comes to, man, clothes and all this other type of stuff, man, they trying to figure it out. They are figuring it out, and they cashing in on the game. You know, they're monopolizing, and they're building their own people up, you know, with the wealth that comes from it. You would do the same thing. Matter of fact, we will be in that position one day where, you know, we will have the wealth of the world. We'll be ahead of the game. You know, all the resources will be coming, you know, from our people. But right now, just putting it plain and simple, it's daytime. So, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's ending, but there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, pretty much everything you go and you're going to buy in the store, 9 times out of 10, the money is going to go back to them. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you buy it from its raw state. I'm not just talking about dealing with, you know, food. I'm talking about clothes and everything, you know. I mean, hell, I get clothes made all the time, but I guarantee you, when I go buy that fabric, 9 times out of 10, it's made over there somewhere in China or somewhere in Asia. So they still getting, you know, a cut out of it. Even if you purchase it from another country, somewhere in Africa, they still probably end up buying it from the main importers, which is coming from somewhere out of Asia. Probably China. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they do what they do. And so do all the other nationalities. All the way down to, you know, the people who own everything in our neighborhoods, the stores, you know, the convenience stores, gas stations, you know, restaurants, all these things. I mean, it is what it is as for right now, and there's nothing you can do about it until the full time of their people end. So, you know, look, I'm not stupid when I'm dealing with other people. I know a lot of different nations made crafty council. I guess, our people and all that, you know. But that don't mean every one of them are walking around understanding what's going on. It's really more like their government, you know, the people who are in the position of power to push that. Now, don't get me wrong, it's even half of their people too, but still not having a full understanding. And where our people come into play is that, you know, because of what's going on in the world, we are to be a light for everybody to actually, you know, get back on the right track with the Father. Regardless of whether they know or not. You know, and you are not going to be able to be that light walking around with that amount of hatred built up in your heart. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All this stuff talking about, you know what I'm saying, nobody of another nationality can, you know, achieve, you know, salvation and all these different things. Nah, I'm not with that. I never been with that. It doesn't even make sense. I know the whole thing is a lie. You know, it's always been a lie. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't want no stress on myself. At the end of the day, I want to be right with the Father. I mean, even some of our own people have a problem with hatred towards our own people. I mean, you take a lot of these camps, for instance, not every single one, but you know, particular ones that be out there, you know, in the streets. They just have a great disdain for people of other nationalities, but when you really check into their background, they also have a great disdain for their own people also. So look into that. But they only single out certain nationalities. And then the crazy part is, you know, they'll hate this white man over here of this nationality, but then to take another white man from another nationality and then say they our people. And then, depending on our people, they will mistreat them. Over here, especially when it comes to our people that's scattered throughout the lands of Africa, they'll say they ain't even our people and completely mistreat them. You see what I'm saying? It's all retarded. So I don't even know why you would even want to be connected with individuals like that anyway. When you see that, that should already warrant you that there's something wrong with that situation. And you don't have to disconnect yourself from the awakening, but what you need to do is disconnect yourself from those particular individuals. And then you move forward with the Most High in the right way. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wasn't going into nothing deep here. I just want to let everybody know where I stand. No, I'm not stupid. I'm not walking around blind or turning a blind eye to what's going on, or the fact that some people of other nationalities do hate us as a nation. But it's not every individual within each and every nationality that hate us. So you have to understand that too. And at the end of the day, I'm going to treat a person like a person. Whether it's my own people or another people. And I'm not going to walk around with that load on my shoulders. You know, with that type of hatred in my heart. Not going to happen. I've never been like that, and I will never be like that. But if you want to continue to do it, those of you who do act in that manner, well, hey, that's on you. That's on you. I'm all for my people. I am all for my people first. But that doesn't mean I have a hate for everybody else. At the end of the day, I'm going to treat a person like a person. If they come at me the wrong way, then yeah, I'm gonna come at them, I'm gonna come at them right back, and I'm gonna put them in their place. But if they don't have that spirit of hatred on them towards me or my people, then at the end of the day, we good. We good. And if they want to serve the Most High, we good. We can do that. We good. I've always been like that, and I will always be like that. And yes, I am for my people first. That does not take away the fact that I am for my people first. It doesn't. So understand that. I just want to talk a little bit about it. I ain't gonna talk your ear off. But look, don't let people cause you to walk around with that amount of hatred. If they want to do that, then look, cut them off, send them on in their direction, and then you move in the right direction. Let them go do what they're going to do, because if they keep headed, warn them, but after you have warned them, it's off of your shoulders now. I mean, what's going to happen to them down the line is no longer on you. You can move on. And if they keep, headed in that direction, then, the Most High going to take them out. Now or later, whenever he chooses to do it. But it's going to go down, because that's in scriptures too. So, again, don't walk around like they walk around, regardless of who they are, regardless of what's going on in the world. You stay on track with the Most High. You do what he's telling you to do. And don't put no more extra weight on your shoulder that's going to cause you a disdain or a hatred towards all people of other nations within the world. Okay? But anyway, shalom and blessings to you all, and thank you for tuning in to this short message that was on my mind.